Hello, Prayerful Heart Consciousness holders. This is Reverend Jerry. I'm so happy to be with you today. And the reason I'm happy to be with you is today is a very special day. We are celebrating miracles. And as we celebrate miracles, we get an opportunity to hear and celebrate more and more good in our lives. So today, we're celebrating, and our theme for this week is that of love. And what I love about love is we can send love into the places we in our human experience aren't able to go, and we can create more and more good. So today, as we celebrate love, we get an opportunity to remember too that love has a way of taking on a life of its own. And as it takes on a life of its own, wonderful things unfold. Let me just give you an example. Love is one of those things that continue to change over and over again because it informs itself, it reveals itself, and it shows up in the right way, in the right fashion. Reverend Michael Jameson, in the book on Advent from Unity, says, everything changes, transforms, or evolves over time, including love. He says the love a parent has for their newborn is not the same as the love they have for a child when they are a teenager or at a university as a graduate in a cap and gown, or a 50-year-old with children of his own or her own. Love prevails, but it has changed. It's just the same as what Ernest Holmes says in what we believe as religious scientists. We believe in the evolution of consciousness, and it is constantly evolving. And so in that evolution, what we get a chance to do is see more of love in its own way, at its own depth, and we get to move deeper and deeper in that experience. So today, what I'd like to do is I'd like to offer a prayer. And I'm offering a prayer, and I'm inviting you to just focus and allow love to expand itself. And maybe perhaps the way you've been expressing love is maybe a limited form of love at this moment. And maybe it is stretching a little bit more and accepting a little bit more because love does represent growth. And maybe it is about celebrating the growth within each and every one of us. With that in mind, I'm inviting you to turn within with me right now. And we turn within just acknowledging the presence, the light, and the consciousness of love. Knowing that that presence, that light, and that consciousness of love is everywhere. It is alive within everything. That consciousness and that light of love is that source of perfect good. It is the source of divine wisdom. It is the source where the infinite expands itself and reveals itself. And so in this very moment, right here, right now, I am just acknowledging this power of love that is alive and thriving right where I am. I'm acknowledging this love within and through and around everyone that I know, anyone that is hearing this prayer. And I'm acknowledging love as divine wisdom. I'm acknowledging love as that perfect response. I'm acknowledging love as responsibility. And in this very moment, right here, right now, I acknowledge it as the empowering presence where the essence of the divine empowers itself and expresses itself as divine freedom, as that space of liberation, as that space which supports unlimited good, personal satisfaction, where it creates from a place where all of humanity is lifted up. And so in this very moment, I know that the practicality of love expresses itself and reveals itself in dynamic ways. And I'm allowing and knowing that the same power that I'm speaking of right now has already moved into all of the sacred spaces of the world and all of the places within my personal life and in the lives of everyone that is hearing this prayer. And it has birthed itself anew in a sacred way that empowers, uplifts, and expands itself. So, in this very moment, right here, right now, I know that love is more responsive, love is more awake, and love is the dynamic power that fulfills itself. And it is that loving presence that is the activity now. It is moved into our body temple, creating a space where wisdom flows and love magnifies itself, fulfills itself, and blesses itself in sacred ways in our choices and also in our responses, as our responsibility and as the action of good overflowing. And what I know is there is a conspiracy, and that conspiracy is love conspiring with itself and lifting itself up in a dynamic way. So I'm affirming peace right now as the radiance within every cell of my being and every cell of anyone's being that is hearing this prayer. I'm acknowledging it right now as the radiance in our understanding. I'm acknowledging it as the radiance of truth and wisdom in action, fulfilling itself within every single relationship. I know that there is clarity in communication, that there is a divine listener, and I know that whatever needs to be heard, whatever needs to be addressed, all of that unfolds with ease and grace. I know that divine love is that wondrous source. It is the wondrous life. And I know that this life is that life that is perfect and good. And I know that the goodness of it has already magnified itself in every activity, in work and school. I know that it is that same activity moving mentally, emotionally, fulfilling itself as that infinite power of peace and harmony. And I know that it is the divine blessing within our finances, that there is the practical expression of love, expressing God energy flowing, infinite good, expressing itself and moving in places and doing the things that we in our human experience aren't able to do. And what I know most of all is that it liberates on all levels. It's liberating within our finances and blessing all of our creditors and everyone we come into contact with. It is the liberator in our communication, where love goes and expresses itself with clarity and ease, and where love is a liberating power, fulfilling itself with richness and good. And so in this very moment, I just simply give thanks for love expressing itself. I'm giving thanks for that loving energy fulfilling itself within this time period. I'm giving thanks for it doing its work, fulfilling itself and mirroring itself. It is the miracle in action. And so I'm just releasing these words right now into the action of the law, knowing it as good and very good. And if you're in agreement with me, please join me by simply saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Ashe. I know these words have power, and I hold. Just breathe. And as you're breathing, I'm inviting you to take a moment and open your eyes. Look all around you and know that you're beholding love. And I'm going to give you an extra thing to do today. I'm going to invite you to, when you're finished listening to this prayer, to go to the prayer app, the Loving Kindness Meditation, and just take a moment, listen to the soothing sound and the video on loving kindness. because we're magnifying the power of love all day long for the next 24 hours. It was so good to be with you today, and I'm looking forward to being with you tomorrow. Have a blessed time. Namaste.